So, folks, normally this Dallas After Show is just audio. Occasionally, I do some video. So the very successful show on my network. I appreciate all of you. I am posting some pictures. I will post them on my JLJ Media page on YouTube and maybe on my JLJ Media page on Instagram. So make sure you're following JLJ Media on both of those for sure, or come to watch this video that's on my YouTube channel, JLJ Media, because I'm gonna show pictures at the same time as I talk about the story. So this is kind of almost a journalistic story that I'm coming across. No one else has done it. I looked at the other Dallas Hours shows, no one's really done it. And this is about Ken Kercheval, who played Cliff Barnes so wonderfully for years on Dallas. And here is something that's very personal. That I mean, like, literally, no one else has done this because I didn't know this either. Um, I'm going to do a reoccurring series because I'm curious about. I'm trying to find his gravesite, and I'm also trying to find out why he does not have a headstone. I'm very curious about this big time actor who went back home to basically die and doesn't have a headstone. And one of the pictures you'll see on here is it's a little marker, and that's it. Um, but anyway, so we're gonna talk about his life a little bit, and I'm gonna share some personal stories, and it's gonna be a reoccurring kind of series. It's gonna be mixed in with the regular Dallas stuff we're talking about. I might make the whole show about this. And I didn't want to do a spin-off mini-series. I was like, no, it's just we just kind of like this a reoccurring. We're going to revisit when I get more information. So I'm gonna explain more. I was in Clinton, Indiana for a whole completely different reason. I have shows on my network from folks from Clinton, like Forgotten Hollywood, um, Ernie Pyle, World War II Museum podcast, the Wildcat First Down, the Rambler Report. All these things are from Clinton, Indiana, and surrounding towns here. And I actually happened to go to visit my folks who do shows for me. It was like that's like business 101. You go down there to see how everybody's doing, talk to the folks who are working for you, because it's so far it's a mutual wonderful thing, and I want to be able to meet them that I've never been. And so while I'm there for that whole reason, I love how God works, and I think divine intervention happens all the time. Doug Hess, who was my handler and connection and and collaborator, who's in Clinton, says, "Did you know you do a Dallas show, right?" I go, "Yeah, one of the most successful shows." There's Ken Cultural's from Clinton, Indiana. What? I never even knew that. And if I did know that, I didn't know Clinton, Indiana. I had no clue. It's like 4,000 people. It's a small town. So we went on a quest. I said, well, then I have to do this for my Dallas After Show. So that's how this is starting. So I should tell you guys on the next episode of this recurring series, I'm actually going to show you supposedly his childhood homes, one of them. We'll go to where he was in a home for a while. We're gonna go to the hospital where there's a lot of stuff going on. But it's gonna be a reoccurring. Because I live in Los Angeles, I am going back there for more business. We're gonna work it out. This is just a little something that I think is kind of fascinating. I want to know more about this. So let me tell you firstly, because I didn't know this, and so now I have a connection. Kenneth Marine Kercheval was born July 15, 1935, in Wolcottville, Indiana, to Maureen Doc Kercheval and Christine Kercheval. Now his parents were a very well respected doctor and nurse in Clinton. And he had a sister named Kate, and uh, it's I had no idea this small town. That's where he's from. He was raised there. He went to Indiana University to major in music and drama, which is a university not too far from Clinton. And then he later went to the University of Pacific, and then later went to New York, and then the rest is history. He became Cliff Barnes on, and first he was on Broadway, which I didn't know about. He was on Search for Tomorrow and Secret Storm. Did not know that. I didn't really know much about him, but of course, I just knew that he was Cliff Barnes, and he was there from its pilot. I knew this part I did know from its pilot episode to the series finale. He's one of the few that can actually, he was on those full 13 seasons. Isn't that crazy? He was on there. But the one thing some of you guys may know, he was actually auditioned for Ray Krebs. He was cast and got Ray Krebs. Um, but then it didn't, something when they changed it, and they got Cliff Barnes. But Ken and Larry Hagman and JR were the only two that were there the series' entire run. And what's funny is, if you remember correctly, Cliff Barnes was just a recurring character the first couple of seasons. He wasn't really, he was on here and there. It's just like just an irritant to JR and stuff. And they did the movies, of course, and then he came in, for the Dallas TNT series. So and now here's what's funny. I didn't know this either. He actually appeared in the 1991 I Still Dream of Jeannie reunion movie. I didn't even really know that. And that's it. Yeah, that's the stuff there. But it's just funny. And then let's see, later on, so apparently he was a lifelong smoker. He was a lung cancer survivor after having some part of his lung removed. But in the later years, he basically spent his time in Clinton, Indiana, where his family was. And he died April 21st, 2019, age of 83. He died of pneumonia. And they mentioned, it was funny, I'm reading this thing about him because I didn't know this. He attended lots of fairs and festivals. And when I was in Clinton, there was a Little Italy festival going on. There are lots of fairs, festivals that go there. And Clinton, Indiana, it's taken from there was some governor or somebody of New York or something. I should let me look up real quick while I'm sitting here talking to you guys. Go make sure I get this correct, because it's a huge Italian population. I had no idea whatsoever. But it was named for the governor of New York, DeWitt Clinton, and many of the Clinton's original settlers were working in the coal mines, and they were from Italy. So I did not know that. And they're in Vermilion County, which is where I was. That's Clinton, and so that's what that is. But we were trying to. So me and Doug were trying to find his gravesite. We looked it up. It says it's a certain cemetery, but it's very rural out there. Just want you to know that Clinton is rural, and it was near some fields or some forests. A lot of cornfields out there, and we drove and drove and did not come across it. That's for another time. We'll talk about that at some point. We met somebody who's been there, and one of my next trips, I want him to take me out there. But I'm actually going to talk to some more local people and people who knew who he was and knew him and his parents. And I thought it'd be cute. This would be a nice recurring series to a major character on this show, and that I have a personal connection with now, because I never knew that. And Clinton's a nice town. I had the greatest time. It was a lot of fun. And there were a lot of Dallas fans, I think, because of him. So this is part one of like a reoccurring series of stuff I want to talk to you guys about. The next episode on this will actually be, I'll be showing you the actual childhood home stuff. And so again, it'll be video and audio, this recurring series mostly. So follow JLJ Media on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. We're on all of them. And YouTube at JLJ Media. That's all you watch that too. I'll talk to you guys next time. Thank you.